press this button. Are we live? I've got no idea. Almost had like just a mental block of like, I don't know how to do this anymore. What is going on? Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. Are we good? Are we live? Live. 2 minutes 45. Yeah, we must be. Have we got noise? Have we got me? Is things moving? Oh, there is something moving on the old sound panel. We are officially streaming. God, I don't know whether I'm coming or going after this weekend. I am lost. I am tired. I am sunburned. I am taught out. It's been a fantastic weekend, but I don't know how teachers can teach all day long for a career. I don't know how to do it. But anyways, it was a lovely weekend meeting everybody that I was, however many people I taught at the weekend. The various sessions, it was great. Enjoyed them all. All of them very different, but enjoyed them all. So yeah, been a fun one. Now tonight we are probably going to be down on numbers of viewers because Jen is away on holiday. Peter's travelling or working or something like that. So the chat's going to be quieter tonight. You might get a word in edgeways. You might not as well, because Simon's here. Good evening, Simon. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. You can see I've caught the sun, can you? Oh, it's like the old farmer's tan. That bit there. Should see the legs. You know, the legs when the shorts came out a couple of weeks ago. Is it even a couple of weeks ago? When the shorts came out whenever it was. They were like milk bottle white. Now they're a bit pink. Good evening, Serge. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. I'm seeing your messages. You posted on Discord about me demonstrating the presets. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward thing, but we can click on a few other ones, and then it kind of shows the variances. So we can do that. So yes, how is everybody? Or how is Simon and Serge anyway? Because you're the two that are here talking. Excellent. I'm good, Serge. I'm good. I'm full of the joys of spring, even though it's nearly summer. God, I can't believe it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks-ish till the longest day already. Yeah, the weather's been great. I mean, I was obviously tonight's subject is Edinburgh, and it was beautiful on Sunday. Blue skies, sun, fantastic. That's why I'm burnt to it. I'm not burnt to a crisp, but I am a bit. I have patches of me that are a bit redder than before. But yeah, it was beautiful. The day, was it Friday I was out as well. I was down on the coast, and that was lovely as well as the day went on. And then yesterday was all dull and overcast, but it was good for ICM. It was good. This weekend reminded me of like not ideal shooting conditions, but certainly the challenges of having various conditions to battle against. Friday was reasonable. There was a bit of cloud cover, but some sun coming through as well, which was nice. Sunday, up in Edinburgh, kind of a new location. Struggle anyway, and then the light, it was blue skies, bright, intense sunshine. So that made it very tricky. And then yesterday, back down here, very overcast, but enough light, and all the shooting results were really easy. So it was just it was a challenging weekend. It does just remind me that, you know, I've made basically everything I've ever done. I've just, you know, gone out and shot and problem solved on the fly. So if it's been like really bright and sunny, you would adapt, move faster, embrace the light and all that kind of stuff. But I remember for years and years and years, I used to shoot in overcast conditions mainly. So you definitely do, Serge. You definitely do, and you basically you need ND filters all the time anyway for ICM. I think anyway, for the length of exposures and the kind of movement I'm doing anyway. So yeah, I sixed up whether it's bright sunshine or not. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle trying to get some results. It was basically one per day. Simon, it was three individual one-to-one clients. So I've never been so busy, which is great. So we had somebody from Kent, somebody from North Yorkshire, and then somebody from Missouri, which was obviously different. But yeah, all lovely people, all had a fantastic time. Well, I had a fantastic time with them. Hopefully they did as well. And it was great, absolutely fantastic. So the 7 of you that are watching now, if you want to come for a one-to-one, I am available wherever you are in the world, and providing you can make it somewhere nearby. Is that so? Obviously, we will get going. We'll get cracking with the images pretty quickly. If you didn't know, I think I pushed out some videos last week. I'm sure I did. I think I put a couple of shorts out, or maybe one short. But I also put out so many errors. What else did I put out? I put out the highlights of the 5th anniversary stream. So I spent too long one day rewatching the entirety of the anniversary stream, all 2.5 hours of it or whatever, and chopped it down to 13 minutes. So hopefully it's got all the funny bits in, all the funny bits that I didn't skip through anyway. So I did enjoy splicing that together, calling it work, and it was a grand time. Having a lovely time doing that. So that is on the site on YouTube. I think it's in the Tuesday Night Edits playlist. If you haven't seen that already, or if you didn't sit through the original 2.5 hours of stream. Anyway, so I've done a bit of that. It is it's near the beginning of the month. So Patreon people and YouTube members and various VIPs, you should have all had stuff since last week. Start of the month stuff. Wallpapers. I think that was a bit dull. I think that was what I put in. Can't remember. So yeah, there we go. So we might as well get started. Because like I say, excellent search. Sometimes I do wonder whether people actually get these emails from Patreon when they send the things out. But yeah, I can't even remember. Did I give you 3 wallpapers this week? So anybody that's watching that would like to join the Patreon or the YouTube membership or whatever, Patreon's probably the best one. Head over to patreon.com/Andrew S. Gray. There will be a link somewhere in the description below. Join up there. You can join up at any time during the month. And you get access to, well, at this stage, probably about 5 years worth of content now, if you sign up. And obviously there's new stuff every month. And at the end of the month, there's the Zoom chat, where we all get potentially all get to hang out on Zoom and have a bit of a blather, have a bit of a catch up, which is always nice to see everybody when they're available, obviously. Right, so what am I doing? Going to struggle to make some images tonight because the data is difficult. It's one of the downsides of trying to teach this thing is that you then go, this is what I would do, and then you're just like, good God, these images are bad. So it's all a bit of a struggle. Right, so I did have a bit of a try at a few. Actually, the cover image for the thumbnail for tonight was from Edinburgh from the weekend. If I do a screen thing, press that. So I did kind of cobble this together a bit, and I thought it looked all right. Not the best work I've ever done, but it was just very tricky because it was so bright. It's just very tricky, and the castle's a tricky subject matter to do as well. So when this abstracty dark red thing as well. But I did quite like the thumbnail version. And then just earlier this afternoon I was doing more play because it was quite contrasty and dark. I decided to like boost the exposure in Lightroom to lighten it all up, and made a couple of versions just to see what would happen. So this is one, and then this very light, very yellow, very yellow one was there. I haven't cropped any of these. I would probably crop these differently. And then this one was a bit of an amalgamation of the two, which I'm still not sure about. So, as you can see, the data was quite tricky. I mean, this is just like a base image, so you can see it was hard going trying to position the castle in this nice little gap here. You know, the theory was all there, but the execution was tricky with the light. So you can see how much I've brightened it in post, just trying to get something a little bit more ethereal, because you know I like ethereal stuff. So, I'm wondering if I just go straight into the nice data, all the stuff that I maybe's turned out nice. Do I go all the way along to here and pick out the one good shot that I took all day? Do it? Well, let's go rated. See what we come out with. So yeah, it was a tricky data photograph. And you know, like I say, you're never really sure what you get until you get it back in a Lightroom on the back of the camera. It looked tricky when I put it in a Lightroom. It looked tricky. Conditions were harsh. But basically, one of the locations I took the client to was I think it's called the Vennels. There's a staircase that overlooks, runs down to the grass market in Edinburgh, if you know Edinburgh. I barely know it. And then you look up towards the castle here, and you can see the castle here. And it was quite nice. And there was obviously a very, very much a spot for taking pictures, because the amount of pictures that people were coming along and snapping alongside us was quite entertaining to see. So you can see these steps coming all the way down here. Very nice. So I'm thinking try to make something out of these. Yeah, there was all kind of movements going on, Serge. All kinds of movement. Just trying to get something going. So the advantage with these ones are that it's kind of an advantage was the scene was lit and we weren't looking into the very contrasty scene. So there's a chance we might get something out of these. But yes, I mean, it was just all the light. You can really see how much movement was going on. So I was doing my full rotations, just flailing wildly, trying to get something. So I don't know how much of the actual stairs and stuff will actually be in these images. I think it might be a case of it's more the castle and a bit of the kind of a horizon type of thing, rather than, me, I don't do foregrounds. I do not do foregrounds. So, did I zoom any of these in? I'm just going to check my zoom level for all these. 32mm, 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 all 32mm. Yeah, they are. Right, so they're all from the same. No, that last one's 28. Typical. Somebody had to change it. Right. Oh no, some of them are 28. Damn you. 32. Right. This is your Lightroom being slow. It's probably Lightroom being slow. 32. No, that's 1:28. Damn you. Right. 32. 35. Good God, I'm never going to blend these together, am I? 28. Right, maybe just go with the 28mm ones. 28. 28. Is it? Is it going to change now? That is 28. 28. And 28. Actually, so we have got 5 that are 28mm. Have we? Here we have. Not necessarily the best data. So we have these 5. All shot at 28mm. It's probably as good as what we're going to get. Right, okay, let's start with this one. So it's these 5. Love it when a plan comes together, because Andy really did not plan this. So let's do the cleanup. Lens corrections, the detail. Let's just whack that up to halfway. Basic adjustments. Now, because it's quite blue, I don't want it to be quite blue. You know what I like. I like my colours. So I'm just going to cheat and go to my this preset that I have, and then I'm going to go auto, and that should warm it up. I didn't. I'm going to nullify these blues a bit, because these blues in the D850 are very strong. So if I remember how to do that. Right, HSL, saturation, and you can come down a notch. There we go. Kill those vivid blues, just a touch. Right, okay, so let's make that smaller. Do some individual tweaking to these. Yeah, let's keep it quite light. We don't need white added, though. Yeah, let's increase the highlights. Come on, Lightroom, stop hogging all the resources. You very annoying piece of software. Right, so that's probably all the Lightroom adjustments I need to do. As you can see how very, I was going to say how sketchy it is. I'm classing it like sketchy as in the bad sketchiness, like sketchiness, not sketchy as in artistically sketchy. Sketchy as in it's a bit dodgy, that one. Right, so we've got a dust spot there, and I mean, even I was shooting it quite narrow, so there will be a lot more, but they're just not showing. Right, okay, how do you get rid of this? Because there's no done button, is there? Okay. Oops. Right, so that's that kind of set up. Let's sync these settings. Let's have a quick look at them just to check to see how each one looks. With that, right, okay. Lightroom being very slow. Okay, that one's quite a little lighter. I love the positioning of this. I love these trees up here. Have I been talking a lot this weekend? Because my voice is starting to get very gravelly. It must have been. Okay, that's quite strong. Okay. So these two might actually need a little bit of shadow opening up. So we'll see how this goes. Right, okay, so open the shadows up a little bit more in for these two slightly darker ones. Come on, Lightroom. Or rather, come on, PC. Just love it how OBS says use a faster preset to encode it. Like, probably because I'm using Lightroom in the background. That's why Stream is struggling. Right, so we have, yeah. Let's go to library mode and speed this up a little bit. Edit as layers in Photoshop. Let's move it all into there as soon as possible right now. And then we can make progress. Alright, I'll just switch this back and let that do in the background, because it'll be a while. Always takes a while. Come on, like, bloody thing's taking forever to switch. There we are. Delayed reactions. Press the button on the Stream Deck and it takes 20 seconds because the PC's struggling. So yeah, let's have a wait on these. So I'm kind of hopeful for these images, but we'll have to wait and see. I've just seen a dust spot. Damn it. So what's everybody been doing this weekend? Simon, Serge, have you had an exciting weekend, the two of you? Oh, power cut in the street. Well, you can blame the power cut. With this kind of stuff, I just blame Adobe being too resource hungry. We're still waiting, by the way. We've got 3 layers rendered. I think it's mainly because I need a processor, like a new processor motherboard. It's everything you need to go along with it as well, that's the thing. Nice result. Hopefully it was some of the better stuff. Oh, nice, Serge. Nice to be sociable. He tells himself. Because he always sits in here doing nothing all day, avoiding everybody. Yes, listen to me. Don't do as I say, don't do as I do. Socializing is good. Oh, that's even better, Serge. That's the advantage of being in France. You've got good wines. It's just that way of life that is just so much better. Sitting down, my mind. If somebody put a good bottle of wine in front of me, I would be the typical Brit. I would be absolutely blazing after it. The last time I drank a bottle of wine, I ended up. Well, it was still when I was out at the office downstairs. I ended up asleep on the floor. So yeah. And I drank it in about 30 minutes. Just an animal. It was just so nice. It was going down a treat. Right, alright. We've got some, the really big poppies down by Bamborough. The poppies are like, the heads are really massive. It's all about savouring it, and I didn't savour it. I just knocked it back like an idiot. It wasn't even expensive wine, it was just nicer than the usual crap that I'll drink that I drink. So what a lovely time. Right, anyways. So I am envious, Serge, by the way. Sounds like somebody's at the door. Dog going mad. Deliveries are downstairs. You probably all hear the conversation, can't you? Going on downstairs. us into position. This might actually turn out not too bad. But we'll see. Alright, so just positioning these all out. Grand, right. Okay, let's have another look through the blend modes. So darken, okay, multiply needs, I mean if we carry on with multiply it's going to need reduced in strength obviously. I am hoping to visit France generally sometime. Sometime, that sounds stupid. Oh yes. It's definitely a place to visit. Brittany. I'd love to know my French regions. Well, a friend of mine kind of pointed out some of the chateaux in the Loire Valley region. So we decided at some stage we'll go there. So that's the intention. To one day go around there. I can see it not happening with them though. Right, anyways, multiply's probably looking near. Alright, okay. So let's start thinning some of this out. Just reducing. Basically choosing which layers to use and not use and which ones give the best mixes. Excuse me. There's quite a difference here on the left hand, in this area here. If I take this layer out, you get some more weirder movements, which I don't particularly like. I kind of need that to give us that. So that's like sometimes this circular motion will be helpful. The only thing is it's very dark. So I need to sort that out. And then if I take that layer out, then you've got this horrible line there. So it's a balancing operation, isn't it? Need to kind of figure out what I'm going to do. That one turned off altogether. So this one needs a bit of a tweak. So we need a mask to get rid of that edge because I don't want the image chopped off by there. Yeah. Forgetting how to use it. Still getting used to this new gradient tool where you can see what you're doing. It's very unnerving. Yeah, it kind of opens that side out because I'm thinking if it's lighter on this side, then as we turn it around in Analog Effects Pro, we might get something, like darker area here, lighter here, and as it interacts, it changes. Right. But on one of the frames, it was really nice at the top of the trees were up here, wasn't it? So I'm thinking, which one might that be? Might it be this one? So if I take all of them away, was that one or not? I forget. It wasn't that one. It might well have been that one. Right, so this one, I'm thinking, do we duplicate that layer? That gives us a slightly dark area up here. How does that affect the rest of it? Slap them on there. Because I want to change this to... So this layer, I want a mask on here. Probably from here. Oh yeah, there we go, up to there. Good evening, Andrew. How are you, sir? No worries at all. It's always good to see you. It is a quiet one tonight because everybody's away. Holidays, work, etc. So any time you can spend here, Andrew, is always a pleasure. But it's good to see you. Right, so if I take that on there, okay, that layer's not doing a lot. Oh, 'cause it's the same one, isn't it? All right, so come on, Andy, think, process, get your layers in order. So with that copy layer, if I reduce the strength of that, okay. So maybe if I just keep the sky from that. So I want a mask, but I want to keep the sky, so I do this. To be honest, all I'm really wanting is the trees in that top corner. The rest of it, I'm not that fussed about. Thinking. Always thinking. Right, okay. Okay. I need to, this bottom bit here, is that where that line's coming from? No, so it's that one. Okay. So I do want to soften that edge out, because I would like that quite light. Down there, if we come from there. Go in. Still getting used to this new mask, this new gradient thing, because I would like to know where that exact line is, to make sure I'm not going over it. Right, okay, and what do I need to do now? Remember, this is all just prep work still, really, isn't it? Me too, Simon, me too. Yes, need to lighten this area up, or certainly the castle bit anyway. So it's just a case of working out, is it a bit of that layer? Not that one. A bit of that layer, maybe it's this layer that needs to lighten a touch, just on castle, I think. Combination of them all, maybe. So what we could do is, in this one, because we've got the mask here already, paint in with a bit of black. And I'll just lighten that little area up here. And yeah, so we got the contrast of this brush is very big. So you got the contrast between the dark trees and the shadow. So using the mask there to lighten that side of the castle up, because it's all lit up by sun. But also if we make a mask on here, now this is where it starts getting tricky, because we've got four masks on the 4 layers that are active, so this is the only one that's left that's fully solid. So it's got to be precise on its positioning, and as I might not actually do much on this one, because this might be too much. Not erase. Paintbrush, there we are. Need to get away with it. Just. Where's the eraser? Where's the eraser? Hold on. And how? What's that here? Opacity. That needs to be soft. It needs to be half strength and half strength-ish, and just kind of go back around the edge of it. To get that back in there, like so. Do you think, Simon? We'll see by the end. We will see by the end. Now, I'm going to take some more layers away. So I just would like to see how. Okay. That's a dark sky. Maybe that one needs to be reduced in strength. Just, but not by a lot. It's going to be a square crop. Right. Okay. What's this layer doing? Okay. There's that there. So it would be nice to get a little bit more out of here. Don't really want to do it on that layer though. So on this one, if I go opacity less, technical term, everybody. first start. Just around the edges. Just one little clicks there, just opens that out a little bit more. It would be nice if we had more of the staircase. But alas, I suppose we were here for the castle, so we're alright on there. Okay, right, okay. Be brave, Andy. Bloody phone now. Catch you on now. Okay. Right, okay, so that's up there. Could we extend that up to the top? Just a little bit more. That'll be that. Let's go, yes. Let's just see if I can fade that in a little bit sweeter. Just to give us a bit more sky to play with. So that'll be... not that layer. That layer. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's try it. Because we've got this new. If we go from there. We can, no, get back. So we bring this back down here. You really sweeten that in. Right, still thinking. So the annoying thing is I like that stronger tree up there. Undo. Of course now I do the undo and it's going to be, because I've moved it several times. Flaming thing. Right. Or do I not like that? I hate my brain at times. Have I got mask on here? Oh, I've got the mask on. So if I can go with... where is that edge about here? Edge is about there. Trial and error. I can come down here and then just paint it. Whoa, you little swine. Bring that mask down here. And have another one about here. Just where that line was here. And then I'll paint this back in using the eraser tool, I think. Let's go make that bigger. Yeah, there we go. Paint those trees back in as close to the thing as I dare. As you can see, it's just starting to come back in. So actually, if I do up there and then get the paintbrush tool, make this smaller, and just kind of try to sweeten that line out. And we've got a dust spot in there as well, of course, haven't we? Let's make that a little bigger. Lovely. Something like that. I think. Right. The things we do just to get to a position. Right. If we turn that back on. No. Let's leave. Although. No, let's leave that. Let's leave that lens layer out of it. Right. Now what? I'm going to have to group these layers. Oh no. Did one of these stamp visible things. To be able to get rid of that dust spot. I think it's that button, isn't it? My clone stamp thing and everything, and heel brushes. Yay, there we go. It's gone. I never remember which one's which. Right, so that's that to there, and generator fill fill it in with like a flying fairy or something up here. No. That's what I could have done. Duh, Andy. You idiot. We had that hard line along there. Could have used generative fill. It might have filled in with a better sky thing. Oh, balls. Keep forgetting about toys like that. Right, anyways, so we have this like that, and do we need to adjust? Adjustments. Let's go curves. Do we need to brighten anything? Was that like a wire one that you put on the end of a drill? Because it's yeah, mine's getting pretty dirty. It needs a clean. Oh, I mean, some of this is just quite nice. Before we even make a mess of the rest of it. Well, I do try to make sure it's kind of nice, to kind of like get to a finished kind of piece. Hi, Barbecue. How are you? Welcome to the live. It's a quiet one tonight because some of the regs are away. So don't be afraid about jumping in. Yeah, right. Interesting. I'll just use them like a dabber thing. It's got like glue on the end to pull stuff off to a point. It's not that great. Right, so in here, what have I done? Curves adjustment layer. It's given the oranges a bit more pop. So from here, the other thingy adjustments, hue and saturation. Just give it a general move around, see what maybe his options are or aren't. Desaturate, resaturate. Make it look like a really bad reproduction in a book. I'm really hopeful of this image, to be honest. To be honest, even if this bit disappeared, I'm just really excited about the castle part. And if the stadium bit thing that that's in the grounds is annoying me, we could do generative fill maybe to get rid of that. Right, so we've got. Do we do much of a tweak there? Barely. We don't want to go too yellow. We want to go it's like minus 1 or minus 2. Barely anything. Did that? Barely. My eyes could barely see a change there. Right, so let's just fire this into Analog Effects Pro and see where the hell we end up. What, the bit up here, Simon? Or the bit down here? Or maybe it's both bits. Oh. Anyway. I'm hopeful about this image. But as you know, I've been hopeful about images before. Where's that little bit come from? Was that on the previous Lightroom? Not Lightroom, Photoshop. Oh, I found. I can't see until later. Balls. A bit down below. Oh, down here. The back of somebody's t-shirt, that is. Anyhow, well, all this balance is going to disappear now, Simon. Sorry to disappoint. Right, Serge, you wanted a bit of a demonstration on the presets. So, as you can see, down left-hand side, we have, because it's like all my collections, I think there's 85 of them. I don't know if all of them are actually available, but I have 85 presets down this left hand side. Some of them are from the Tuesday Night Edits collection, some of them are from collections 1 and 2. So yes, there's a lot of them there, and the demonstration part of this is you pick one, you click it, and then as you can see from this swipey thing across here, is this particular one on this particular image has done that to it. And then if you pick another one, this one across the street, it has done this to it. So you've gone from that to that. And if you pick another one, let's go Almouth Boats. Or is this a different name one? You've gone from that to that. So, and so on and so forth. You've got 85 options. All of them quite different. Or a lot of them quite different, I should say. Some are actually built off each other. So yeah, there's like, you know, there's all the kinds of options, and once you're actually in a preset, then each of the controls on the right hand side, you can just move it. So you're then adapting the preset to your own tastes and own desires, and making it look lovely. Well, I got a zoom on there. No, I haven't. It's just naturally soft. So in this case, the second exposure is interacting with the base layer. So the sky from over here is now down here, but scaled 400%. And therefore the light dominates the dark, so then it's isolating the castle here, and so forth. And that's basically how these presets work. So you can use them as a starting point with just a simple click, and then you can go in and play to your heart's content, whether it's changing the lens vignette, or the double exposure module, or the brightness in the other bits, or the curves down here. They're all changeable. These are just starting points which I've happened to stumble across in my 10 years of doing all this, and made them available for you to use the same starting points. And of course, your base image, you know, your results will vary on the base image. So yeah, right. Image making. What was your example? I almost feel like these are quite blurry, but that's maybe just the actual image. Second exposure, this one. So, excuse me, guys. And it's all about positioning. Now, I mean, something like this, because it's all to do with the positioning. Because I'm thinking I will probably crop out a lot of that, but a really nice area of the castle there. So you got the round bit at the front of it. I don't know the technical terms for these parts of the castle. So you got the main bit. Because I mean, the Edinburgh Castle doesn't look much like a castle, to be honest. Because it's had barracks and everything in it. But it's got this round bit on this side. And then buildings up or whatever. So it's, you know, it's there, but you're kind of losing some of the definition from the trees coming in front of it. But it does give it that lovely tone. You know, it looks like something from the 1800s, painted by a certain Mr. Turner / Constable, etc., etc. Lovely tones. Right, Golden Mist. What's this one like? Oh, this one is blurry. No. Nice golden tone, but if I move the exposure around, how does that affect it? Very horribly. Good God, that's bad. Right. More looking at presets. I think we're gonna need to change a few things on that one. But there'll be better options out of the box, I'm sure. This one is much more vivid, isn't it? Right, double exposure module. If we move, ooh, yeah, little beauty. Let's make you full size. Yes, Serge. So I've done all that work in Photoshop to get it to a lovely position, and then I bring it in here and make a mess of it, basically. So yes, in the Analog X Pro here, up in this area here, you see they've got a bit. It's called double exposure, which you can select from using the camera kit button here, and so on that it just has a double exposure and a second exposure of your original image, or you can bring in another JPEG of something else, and then you can turn it around, scale it up, position it wherever you want, almost wherever you want, and all I do is look for how it interacts with the shapes that are already there as part of the image. That's pretty much all I do. Some of this is quite nice. Quite nice, he says. There may be more options here than normal. It's obviously balanced more towards the second. You can change the balance of it as well. So you can like prioritize the base layer or the second one. Just by this slider, and you don't have to go very far for it to have a big effect. So like this is just over. That's maybe not. It might be one to come back into, you know. That's all that, okay. So just identifying what parts of the image will actually affect the others in a certain way. It's half the fun, to be honest. So it's like really nice goldeny leaves here, but it's lost the definition between the two. That's the only thing. So, but then again, I might just be overcomplicating it. Then I'm thinking darker skies, so I should really stop. Let's go back to the original idea. The original idea was always turn the bugger upside down. If I turn that way. Bring this down over here. Yeah. Fooey. No. Right, this original idea. So the original idea is to have this bottom corner empty and use this rough edge here is to go up the side of this house, building, whatever it was. And just small movements around. And then play with the priority. Oops, gone too far. I think I probably will need to play with the colour here though. Oh god, I've been going an hour already. Right, okay, lens vignette to kind of hold it all together, hopefully. So we want this all over here. Okay. Right, fadedness. That's what's. Yeah, let's have the fadedness right up there. Strength down, up. Middle of the road about there. Might come back to the colour to tweak that a little bit more. To be honest, I'm still not convinced I've got the best starting point. It might be when I return to it. See, there's this one here, that might... It's got a... Oh, and then the positioning of this one looks pretty cool. Oh man, we're coming back into this for another sesh. Right, so what am I doing? Contrast, up, down, down. Or where it was before anyway. At about there, just like that. Right, okay. Okay, colour down, up. Maybe it's where it was. Exposure balance, exposures halfway. When I'm shooting it, Rick, welcome to you, by the way, Rick. Whilst I'm shooting it, I don't have much of an inkling of the final idea. Like I say to most people, when I'm standing there looking at whatever it is, and I'm imagining in my head a Turner masterpiece. But then again, you've got to like bring your expectations down 99%. To what I can then imagine it possibly being at the end. So to be honest, getting the image this far like this is much more than what I was expecting, because when I looked through the data when I got back, I was a bit disappointed with the outcomes. But like I tell everybody, when I'm going out photographing, I'm more about collecting brush strokes to then piece together later. That's the kind of analogy I do with it. I make of it, because it's all about like post. So a lot of it can depend on. I mean, there might be a random squiggle on one layer or in one image, and that might drive an image that I obviously didn't see on the back of the camera, or didn't see in real time. So it's it's sometimes the base the ideal starting point is there, or the desire to be able to make something really good is there, but it's just managing expectations after that. And sometimes the best images come from something you weren't even really aiming at. So if that made any sense at all, hopefully that helped, Rick. The purple turquoise. I thought turquoise was green-ish, not purple. Anyway, but this kind of, it's just atmospheric sky, isn't it? Kind of. Right. What am I doing apart from talking rubbish? Lens vignette. Yeah. Do we need to manoeuvre, or did we manoeuvre that before? We could manoeuvre that into the positive territory. So that's only -10. No. You can change a lot just by doing a little bit. Of course, I can't bloody see what I'm doing with this new UI, which is tiny. It means adjusting anything is impossible nearly. I don't quite like that red up there. Right, okay, what am I doing? I need to change that to rectangle. See if that makes any difference. Probably not. If I have that down there, and then it's lighter in that corner, isn't it? Was it Rick? That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad it was helpful, because half the times I doubt myself when I'm speaking is like I'm making no sense. So thank you very much for that. You're welcome to come back anytime. It's nice. Other people are talking today. It's good to have people talking. Right, so we've started at that, we're at that. It's not bad, actually. What is this shape? What do you mean? The building, this thing. The railings, this building here, this building here, this building here, these trees. What do you mean, what shape? I don't know whether you can class it as being federal. Right, top up here. All of it. It's well, the scene itself, Andrew, is Edinburgh Castle, taken from the Vennels, which is this staircase, which is kind of just out of shot, going down here. You got the grass market beyond this building here. Right middle, this thing. That's some kind of stadium thing that they build in the grounds of the castle for not trooping the colour, whatever the Scottish things do, whatever the Scots do for like a royal thing. I can't remember what it is. It is this thing, yeah. It's a crane putting something into place. It is, if that's what you mean, Andrew. But yes, that white thing is a crane. Or was a crane. Edinburgh tattoo, that's what it is, Bob. Yes. Couldn't think. Brain gone to mush. Right, so I've just remember that's that one. Okay, I need to come back to that one. So, excuse me. I think this particular... these things here. They're just railings. Or this little bit here. That's just the structure of the stadium. I don't think I took it. Did I take it? I don't think I took a sharp image. I maybe did on my phone. But then again, I maybe didn't. I don't think I took many on the phone. Yesterday. Oh, not yesterday. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, you see a US building there. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think this bit here is chimneys, but these bit here are like just the stanchions for the. Oh, you can't really see. It's right out of frame. Yeah, I purposefully didn't take that picture. Purposely cropped them out. But yeah, if you go, to be honest, Andrew, if you go on Google Earth, go to Edinburgh Castle, the structure is there. You'll be able to see it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it's on them ones. Can maybe see. I don't know. Was there any static ones? I don't know if there was or not. You can kind of see this. Yeah, you can see the structure of the stadium type of thing in the movement. Anywho, back to image making. This one anyway. But I'm definitely coming back to that one. So that's the one above temporary one. Okay, right. Okay, let's apply this, and then we'll go back to Photoshop. Quite like this one. It may go into It might go into Instagram. This one, quite like it. And I've barely done any tweak. That's the problem. I didn't do any color tweaks, did I? Damn it. I didn't look at any other colour stuff. Right, Photoshop you're in, man. There we go. So for this we want hue and saturation. Like, do we go redder? Do we go yellower? Oh, we just need to hint a little bit more. Well, I think we can drop the saturation a bit. Like there. About there. We can change the lightness, darkness. Yeah, a little bit of a lightness, just a little bit. +4. Looks not too bad. So we can see before and after. Tweaked it nicely. I don't use colour effects much, to be honest, though, Serge. I'm more likely to use Viveza, more control. Right, so let's knock that off, knock that one off, and then we go back into Analog Effects Pro, and we're going to have a look at that other one that I saw on the preset, just to see what that one turns out like. Right, so down here, temp someone. Oh no, I clicked on that one before, didn't I? Old Manchester, what one's that all like? For God's sake. Alright, alright. I think I already clicked on Norham. So it was this one. One of these ones. This one, I think it was. As a little box, this one looked quite nice. Does it look better here? You know, doesn't look too shabby, to be honest. Doesn't look too shabby. So let's just do a little few tweaks just to see what is possible. Balance there. Yeah. You know, sometimes I'm really lazy and just click on the preset and go like, yeah, that's fine. And sometimes I'm not. I don't need any blur though. That's even turned off anyway. That's fine. Ignore that, Andy. Data extractors on 9%. That's maybe like a little bit up. Contrasts on -9. If we go, it's probably actually it was probably a good position, to be honest. -9 because I can't see. Brightness +10. You know, whatever. Yeah. Let's try the color tweaking there. Doesn't like that. I think maybe the warm tones were kind of right. That's a bit bright. Let's go warm. Yeah, I mean it adds a bit of green in, but what are you gonna do? Increase the brightness a bit. And lift that a little bit as well. Just something like that. Now I could move this second exposure just to see what. Because I'm slightly worried about this little dark splodge here, because it's kind of distracting. Which is probably why I quite like the where I took that corner out. But I could push it this way, and then the dark splodge is bigger completely. Bring this further in. If I maybe rotate this around so we get that angle cutting around. So we've cut off that dark splodge there. So that makes it nicer. So we want that lens vignette because it's positive. Let's make that negative. Let's move that generally into the middle. I think. So over here. Maybe not that much. What was it before? Positive 8. Maybe that did work. Maybe we don't need a lens vignette, to be honest. Because we can just go into brightness, increase the brightness. Whoa. And then go to there and it's like some of these books have turned out I've got that are printed really badly and the colours are all over the place. Right, that's it would have to be a very good crop to get around some of these issues. So if we go to the starting point to there, you know what? These are turning out not too bad. So let's go fly a kite. Yeah, okay, right. Actually, I think that'll do. I think I'm not too fussed about finishing it properly, to be honest. I think I do get overly concerned about like finishing an image so it's perfect. So I think in this case I might just need to let it go a little bit and not be so pretentiously annoying. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get rid of this this stadium thing. Come on. Let me zoom in. So we want the lasso tool. Needs to come across here. Let's get rid of the crane. And in along here. And we don't want to be too close to that. Generate a fill. And then see what it does. See if it's going to do something good. Or if it's going to do something bad. We'll see whether it's going to chuck a wobbler and think I'm breaking community guidelines again. So if it carries on doing that, I'm going to end up losing my Adobe subscription. It's like I'm not doing anything wrong. Does that kind of work? Does that work a bit? Show me the neck. Oh, you can't be that slow, surely. Let's zoom out. Is it distracting? That looks all right, actually, doesn't it? It looks all. Will you get out of the way? Good God. It looks all right. That, to be honest, kind of worked. The stadium structure is no longer there anyway. Right, okay, so that's them two, because that's done in layers. Stop being so slow. What are you waiting for now? All I'm doing is turning layers on and off. It's only 2.5 gig. What's taking you forever? It's gone. Yes, so let's make it gone from this one as well. If it's going to Finding's not going to take forever to get rid of again. Let's go just... get rid of this one as well. I mean, to be honest, I could start using it and get rid of this like Velux window as well. And that would maybe help. Oh, sorry, didn't hit generate. You would think it would all be like almost automatic. Painfully waiting. Come on. Come on. Now that's left an edge. So that hasn't worked so well. Option 2. Has left an edge as well. Why has it done that? Is that because... That's not because of the... Why are you taking forever? No, it's not because of that. So it hasn't worked so well on this one. Stop thinking about it and just... Losing my rag. Yep, it's not worked so well because you can see the outline of my lasso tool. I wonder why. I wonder why it's done it on this one so badly. I quite like that result if it were just matched the rest of the bloody thing. It would be better. Good God, you don't need to think about it. It's a simple turn it on and turn it off. You're a tiny little layer. Where's the rasterized layer bit? Hang on. Surely you're not turning that long on and off. Is that hard? Yeah, so it's not great. That's annoying. Oh well. Well, on this on this particular version, the stadium thing will just have to stay. Oh well. So I think we've got 2 versions anyway for tonight. Yeah, I think that one definitely works. Let's rasterize that one. Come on. It's quite bright. It's quite vivid, that one, compared to the other. What's your problem? Honestly. Right, so can I ditch any? I can ditch that layer. And 2.32 gig. Do I dare reduce any more? We'll wait 10 minutes. Right, save. Because it would be nice to have the full stack for this, because it's been quite an interesting journey on how it's come about. So now we wait. So are we down to 3 viewers now? That's the next thing. 6. That's fine. We've been well over 12. Oh. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, remember to leave it a like. Seeing as Paul's not here to remind me to tell you. Thank you, Serge. Thank you very much, sir. So nice for you to be having you here most weeks now. You are part of the team now, Serge. Very much a regular already. 43% we're up to now. Really nice if these didn't take so long. Saving these images. Good, it's nearly 9 o'clock. Good God. Things take for long. Time passes so quickly. Sorry. I was right next to the microphone. Yeah, it's done it. Right, so if I nullify them two, back to this layer, and then just flatten this, and your day's vanished as well. Oh, it's terrible. I was very depressed today because I remembered I was the wrong side of 45 earlier. Talking to me more earlier on. And I remembered I was no longer under 45, I was actually over 45, and I'm like, oh. So that depressed me today. Alright, flatten file, save as. Give that a 2. Oops. 2, save. Right, and then these should be in Lightroom now. They are fantastic, and 3 stars. So as good as finished. Definitely still young, Serge. Definitely. I was just disappointed when I wasn't as young as what I remember, what I thought I was. I forgot I was. I'm glad you've had fun, Rick. By saying you watch it live and watching it live has been a lot of fun, does that mean you like skip quite a few bits when you're watching and catch up? Yes. Well, I've only been on the wrong side of 45 for a couple of years, but yeah, it's probably a couple of years too many. Right, so I want a crop of this. Maybe a couple of crops. Definitely, probably, maybe a square crop. So we need virtual copies. Several of them, probably. Develop module. Yes, you've been quiet, Andrew. It's Andrew. It's probably because Peter and Jen and the other lively ones aren't on tonight to wind you up. But yes, there are holiday time and work and stuff like that, so can't be helped. Can't be helped. So square crop, to be honest, there's maybe a few options for square crops here, because you could go right the way over here. So there might be multiple square crops from the one image. Create another virtual copy. Love it if it would happen faster. Square crop like that. To be honest, I think there's another, there's maybe like a tighter in square crop that might work. As soon as I have the power to crop these days. Oh, look at this. Look at this, man. So that gives the castle the kind of the prominence. But I would maybe in the AI generative thingy, whatever, try to get rid of that Velix. That's quite soft, isn't it? Did I miss my focus when I was making this? I've been editing an urgent photo as well. No, I mean, I've got the power as in like the D850 has like 48 megapixels or whatever, whereas my D700 had 12. So if you did a square crop on that, it was like maximum 2000 something pixels. So the D850, it's like 5 or something like that now. Much better. Much better. Now, could tweak this a little bit in like maybe it's with a vignette. Just to hold it together a little bit. I don't know. Potentially. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But we could have a mask. Oh no, I've had it 2 years now. It's just I had the D700 for that long. And the last 2 years has flown by, obviously. Because 2 years ago was like last week, wasn't it? So I still think that it was like... I still think in the old ways. The old ways. Right, so if I put a draggy mask over there, technical term, obviously, and go red, drop the exposure, who knows, increase the contrast, is that just being a little bit silly? Please somebody tell me. Let's make another virtual copy of this without that mask. Alright, I'm being silly. So this is why I'm making another version without it, Andrew. Because I am being a bit silly. Delete all masks. Where's delete all masks? There we are. There we are. Right, that's better. See, I knew it was wrong. Yeah, right. So there we go. We've got that's only square crops out of that, though. We could get more craps out of this. We can get a lot more crap out of this. We can get other crops out of this as well. Create virtual copy, another one. Crop. Come on, this is why Lightroom is really annoying. Slow. 4x5 is barely difference. 3x2, okay. I don't know. Possibly like that. Excuse me, pick my nose on camera. Create another virtual copy. Let's try for a wallpaper. I think I might just slice it off by here. So those of you on the Patreon next month, you might get something like this. Which is not bad, actually. But yeah. It's a bit chopped. Yeah, I feel like its feet have been chopped off there. It doesn't have chicken feet like, but you know, just gives it a little bit more. I'm not sure. For 5 minutes. I think my problem is, Andrew, I haven't restarted the computer in a week because I forgot. Because I have a tendency of restarting it on a Tuesday, so it's like cleared all the gunk out, and I didn't today. So that's maybe part of the issue. Right, so we've got a few crops of that, and now we want to start making crops of this one. So this one I think is definitely going to be better for a wider one. So create a virtual copy. I need to set up a button for that. Need the bottom of the fence. Yeah, I know. I think that's why the squares work better for that one. So let's go mad. 3v2. No, let's not be that mad. 2v1. Yeah, something like that. Let's make a 16 by 9. Yeah. Crop. I mean, mine runs fine as long as it's the streaming and Lightroom and Photoshop at the same time. That's the one that gets. What am I looking for? Crop. That's that makes mine suffer. It is something like such. There's a bit of greenery coming in there. Something like that. It would be nice to get rid of that bloody thing there, though, wouldn't it? So out of this one, let's go another virtual copy. And then let's go crop again. Let's go 1 by 1. So let's get this away. It's almost like a room. Not I was going to say the Roman Colosseum. It's got that kind of. I don't think this one's going to work as well as a square. I don't think it's going to work as well as the other one. As a square. Isn't it strange? It's basically the same image, but square crop on it is not a happy bunny. And whether it's the stadium thing or what, I really like them trees. It's a bit. He's a bit naff, to be honest. Doesn't work as well. What are you detecting? Weirdo. Anyways. Yeah, look to get rid of the stadium stuff there and calm down this house. But I'm kind of achieved what I kind of looked to do castle wise. So that's pretty good. It's been an interesting journey, this image. Yeah, this needs just a normal 4x5. There we go. Great. This one didn't get a proper crop, did it? 4x5. Yeah, that way. I think. Yeah. It'll do. So anyways, I think we are there. I think for these ones, squares were better. Except for that one, that was bad. But yeah, I think because this is quite distracting, I think I might do more work on this in that kind of area to finish it off, because it is just a bit overly distracting. Excuse me. Some of this stuff. I don't mind the water table on the house building, whatever it is, but it's this Velux window that's annoying. So, yeah, reasonably happy with those. much better than what I was expecting. So I'm quite. I was nearly said the word excited by that. I'm quite hopeful with him. So quite happy. So I think we will abandon ship there. There's no point doing any more. Plus it's way after 9 o'clock now. So I will just bid you a fond farewell. Thank you very much for watching tonight. If you stuck with us right the way through, it's been a lovely evening. Quieter than normal, obviously, without the bloody Americans. Without Peter and Jen and some of the other regulars. But it's just been nice to have chilled out. Very good. Better than expected. It is a win. Exactly, Andrew. Exactly. Thank you very much for coming out, Andrew. Thank you very much, Serge, as well. And anybody else, Barbecue and Rick. Thank you very much for joining live this evening. Lovely to meet you. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday. Back next Tuesday, potential with more Edinburgh. Might be more Bamborough as well. I don't know. Could be either. I mean, I might be quite excited by more of this Edinburgh stuff, and therefore I make it all before next week. So, anyways, have a great rest of the week, everybody, and we will see you next Tuesday, barring disasters. I think next Tuesday, anyway. I am working on the Monday, anyway. But yes, I'm sure. I'm sure Tuesday will be fine. If there's any changes, I'll let you know on the Discord. So keep an eye on that if you're not already on it. Or maybe there's even a community post on YouTube as well. But does anybody ever read those? I don't know. Right, that's enough of that. I've got stuff to go and deliver, and it's it's after 9 o'clock now. So I thank you all again. Until next one, it should be next week. Keep it hard. See yous.